Hey there, just a quick reminder, we have a mentorship program if you're looking for personalized coaching and mentorship to help guide you to the next level of your interior design business, whatever that might look like for you, whether it's processes and procedures or what services to offer to how to incorporate wellness, intention, or spirituality into your projects. Come join us over at designcoven.com/join. Or if you're just in search to connect with other like-minded interior designers, you can join our free community, also located at designcoven.com/join. On today's episode, we have our San Diego rep from Sherwin-Williams on to talk about the 2023 color mix forecast. And I'm just so excited to have Ro on with us. Ro is the designer account executive at Sherwin-Williams. She supports residential interior designers and architects in San Diego County with color, paint specifications, and marketing resources. Prior to her current role, she launched an in-home color consultation program in the greater Los Angeles area, where she managed and trained color consultants to meet with clients at the job site. With her background in interior design from Purdue University, in addition to her management, sales, and marketing background at Sherwin-Williams, her diverse experience allows her to execute her current role with passion and professionalism to help aid industry professionals through the complexity of colors, paint, and evolving design trends. And Ro is just a delight to work with. She's fantastic. I can always count on her, and I thought she would be perfect to share this beautiful forecast for 2023 as we move into this space. And it's not just about color, it's also about the ideas and where we're going as a society and the things that are truly important to us. And so I welcome you to this beautiful episode and also welcome you to connect with your own Sherwin-Williams rep, because they truly are magical people that can help you in your design business. You're listening to the Holistic Interior Design Business Podcast. This is a podcast that guides you as a new or inspiring independent interior designer navigating your entrepreneurial path. Here, with my over 20 years experience, I will share my holistic approach to design with intention and ancient practices, including Feng Shui, all incorporating mind, body, and spirit into my design projects. You will also learn from seasoned interior designers as they give strategies and insight of how they built their businesses and continue to work in the field. Together, we will discover supportive trade partners, new ideas, creatives, and inspiring artists from around the world. I am your host, Rachel Lorraine Crawford. Hello, welcome back to the Holistic Interior Design Business Podcast. I have Ro on with us today. Welcome.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. I'm so excited to have you. So Ro is our rep for Sherwin-Williams, and we're going to talk all about 2023 trends and what's happening in the color world, but also in design. It's not just in color, but she's got some really cool, fascinating stuff in the world of design and where that's taking us into the new year. And I'm so excited about everything that Ro is going to share with us. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our space by lighting a candle, get us into the present moment. And then I'm going to pull a crystal card, see what we might need to know for today. Okay. Sweet. So I like to just light the candle, connecting with the element of fire for communication, connection, creativity, most definitely. And it just like sets the mood. It sets the space for us so that we can be present. And I'm going to pull a crystal. So let's see what we have in the crystal world. And crystals just hold a really strong vibration. So it's maybe it's connecting with that vibration that they're emitting out into the world and letting us know what we might need to know at the moment.
Love it.
Citrine, energizing abundance and emotional balance. This is solar plexus. This is all empowerment space. So really stepping into our light, stepping into our power. The affirmation here is, I am lit from within, full of positivity and abundant.
Love it.
Yeah. And we're recording this in November, and this is November's quartz stone. Very nice. All right, Ro. So I always start off by asking, what is home? What is home for you at the moment? Could be the idea of home, your physical home, anything that you want to share.
Yeah, I think home for me right now is just comfort.
Mm.
And it's comfort with my partner and my dog in the current moment. We recently moved in earlier this year, and we're really just diving into projects. We're really creating spaces that brings that sense of comfort. Like that's what we're craving at the moment. And so every little nook and space, using what we have, just creating those spaces to just feel comfortable. After the past few years, it's so important to have that
Yeah.
space. And really just being outside and doing a lot of yard work, although those can be really
Yeah.
strenuous at times, right?
Yeah.
It's also a form of like meditation and
Mm.
gardening. I'm just really enjoying. So yeah, I just really love spending our time here and really making it our own. So that's
Yeah.
what's home is to
Oh, I
me
love it.
right now.
I love it. I love it. And Ro is our rep for Sherwin-Williams, but I don't think I've ever spoken to you about like how you got into this world of design. So I'd be curious to know like what was your journey? How did you get here? Kind of give us a little background of all of that.
Yeah, so I would say I started to get involved in design when I went to college and majored in interior design. And I grew
Oh,
up in the
okay.
Midwest. So I went to Purdue University, and obviously with interior design, we really got into the technical aspects of it, which I really enjoyed. And uh, but really, I think what may have sparked my interest was when I moved here to the US. So I was born in the Philippines, came out here when I was about 7 years old.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
amazing.
And my aunt, we would go visit her for every holiday, every special occasions, and she practiced interior design. And I remember her taking me to one of her job sites and seeing, and I still remember this experience to this day. So I know it
Oh my
has
gosh.
had a big impact on me. But I remember seeing the space that she created with this just like huge concrete fireplace and concrete coffee table in this like sunken living room, and it was just
Oh
so
my God.
unique to me. And I was like, how did you create this space? And I just thought it was so different, and how fun would it be to create a unique space like this for others. And obviously, as I just grew up, I just loved design itself, and I would
Yeah.
redo my bedroom and just little things like that, having fun as a child and
Yeah.
creating our own spaces back then. But fast forward to a few decades later, I've really been immersed in color and design being here at Sherwin-Williams. I started off as a decorative specialist intern, which I would conduct
Okay.
in-home color consultations for homeowners while working in the store and getting that
Ah.
experience in that aspect. But my favorite part was helping homeowners choose colors in
Mhm.
their spaces. And really throughout my career at Sherwin-Williams, because I had opportunities to manage and go into management, go into sales.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But throughout that time, even my favorite part was always going back to the homeowners and helping them choose colors. So that was just kind of innate in me. And really, in my current role now, though, I
Yeah.
feel like it has come full circle practicing interior design in my educational background,
Yeah.
going through that experience and management experience in sales at Sherwin-Williams, and now taking all of that to interior designers who I support throughout the San Diego area.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just such a fun position that I'm in right now, because I really get to dig deep and
Yeah.
deeper into the design world as I get to know so many incredible
Oh my
designers
gosh.
and architects. So it's just a fun position to be in, and I'm
So
inspired
rad.
every day by you guys.
Aw, that's so
Yeah.
awesome. I love it. Yeah, you're just fantastic. It's like we can always count on you if we need anything, samples or drawdowns or whatever, and it's just like you're there. So it's huge. I'm And I'm all about building relationships and creating our team. So having you part of the team is like, it's such a game changer because a lot of times, being a designer, especially independent, you feel so alone and isolated and you don't have like all the people there, but having reps like you really makes it so much easier. And just your knowledge. I mean, it's like you can't learn all this stuff and keep it all. And so having people like you kind of being up to date, knowing all the things, it's like, okay, I can just call Ro and I know she can help me and have all the right information. So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think it's so important too, just because with interior designers, you have so many that you're managing, so many things that you're managing,
Mhm.
so many moving pieces. And paint and color is just one thing, one of the things that you're specifying.
Yeah.
And if I can be there to help you and really be the expert in that and me as a part of your design team, as an extension of your design
Yeah.
team, that's why I'm here. That's what I do. And definitely there's designers need to take advantage of their vendors and their
Mhm.
reps because they can find out new things and technical things and upcoming trends to really stay on top of, of what's coming and
Yeah.
utilizing their design so they don't get behind. And also
Right.
you can talk about it with your homeowners because that's what they're
Yeah.
also looking for are upcoming trends and
Mhm.
what is
Yeah.
popular now.
They're like, what should I be looking out for? What's the newest and greatest? Like, how do I stay on top of it? I have a lot of like entrepreneur type of clients and they're, tech savvy and they want to know like, what's the greatest thing? What's the newest invention? Like they want to be on top of it. They want to be on that edge. So it's really important to be up to date with all of your stuff. So can you give us a little bit of a background on Sherwin-Williams, like how they started, what's their origin story?
Yeah, so Sherwin-Williams has been around for a very long time. We've been around for 156 years. It's
Oh
a
my gosh.
global company with over 61,000 employees. And we have our stores group, America's group, that
Okay.
include over 4,700 company operated stores throughout the US. So, and those stores support our Sherwin-Williams branded items.
Okay.
But some people may not know about Sherwin-Williams is that we have a consumer brands group as well that includes Valspar, Minwax, Purdy, Krylon, HGTV Home, you see at Lowe's.
Yeah.
And lastly, it extends to our performance coatings group that consists of protective marine coatings, coil coatings, automotive, general industry, industrial wood, packaging. So Sherwin-Williams as a whole is a huge, huge company, and I'm just in one little,
Category.
yeah,
Thanks. I love it.
the best one.
The best one. Fantastic. So I saw you last at an event where you were presenting, I don't know what you would call them. Would you call them categories or stories or what is their term? There's 4 of them.
So our color mix forecast. So we
Your
put
comics forecast.
color mix forecast 2023. It's a trend report, forecasting report.
So when I saw you there and you guys had a beautiful presentation, you had all the slides and you have all the color palettes together, and I was just super inspired. And a lot of the things that you were talking about was really in alignment with, holistic interior design and what we're all about. And I thought it would be so wonderful for you to kind of give us a little bit of a synopsis of those color stories and where they came from. So I was curious, how do you guys develop these forecasts? Like who's part of this team or board to create and to understand what's coming?
Yeah, so each year we have the color mix forecast, and the Sherwin-Williams global color forecast teams
Mm-hmm.
are the ones who get together, and each who brings such a diverse perspective. They're in color marketing team, in our architectural and design team, our industrial team, our industrial wood finishes, as we love bringing in different aspects
Yeah.
of design. It's not just color, but wood finishes and material finishes, and what's also being inspired from the industrial side, like appliances and such. So they research and identify the most prominent cultural trends that are influencing the way our world interacts with color. And they use these insights to build our annual color mix forecast colors and put together cohesive color palettes that will define really the year to come. So its influences from years past, the influences can be from technology, social trends, really, and just creating this story for the year to come.
Yeah. So it's really getting a bunch of different categories of people that are in different fields, and they're professionals in their field, and they're currently practicing their, architecture or design or any of that. And then they come together and they brainstorm and put all this together and research and all that. And that's where it's coming from, it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. They brainstorm, they, put together the palettes, they create this story. But it really also comes from, design shows and fashion shows throughout the globe. And then, of course, from a local level, like myself other my fellow designer account executives, we also report on what we see in our local markets. And really just to try to justify their story and find upcoming trends here too. So if they see that repeated throughout the country, it's telling them something, right? So from a local level, that's what I do to help. But we definitely have this amazing color forecast team with a diverse range of expertise that come together and just create this whole story narrative.
That's so amazing. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we definitely want to go into them. So I'm going to let you kind of lead and give us a little bit of a synopsis of each one of these forecasts, and kind of give us the description and maybe even describing of a few of the colors that are part of that palette.
Yeah. So our 2023 color mix forecast is called Terra, which features rich earth tones, natural clays. We have sunflake sands, restful neutrals, and powdery pastels. And each palette really tells a story for Terra. And for Terra, we have Biome, which was our first palette. We also had Lore, Nexus, and Origin. And Terra just means earth. Earth. So simple, right? And it's just kind of going back to the earth and finding what it has all to offer. The Biome palette is the first palette that we presented in our color mix forecast. And this palette is influenced by nature, preserving peace and balance through sustainable solutions and restoring the earth. We talk about a regenerative mindset in this palette. And the colors in this palette is really reflective, and it reminds me of the forest floor. There's muted greens, there's mushroom beiges that are just, you look at it and it's just nature, right? Some of my favorite colors that from Sherwin-Williams in this palette are Hamburg Gray, which I absolutely love. It's this rich grounding color that really blends warm and cooler colors in this palette. And we also have Evergreen Fog in there, which is our 2022 color of the year. And
I feel like greens are just like, they're so rich and I'm just drawn to them. I'm like, holy crap, I'm like designing 2 green kitchens right now.
Yes. Oh, it's so perfect on cabinets, on kitchen islands, and it just pairs really well with, warm woods or even cool woods and brass tones. It's beautiful.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's just, an option because we were all stuck in this white cabinet phase.
Gosh. Yes. I'm like, please, no more. I'm so over it. Yeah. So when these clients came in and I'm like, what? You want green cabinets? Okay, let's get into this. This is fun.
Yes, I love it too. One of my favorite is succulent for green cabinets. So if you haven't used that, it's such a great...
I used that in a bathroom on a wall. It's so pretty. And we had terrazzo wainscot at the bottom, and then we had succulent up above in the bathroom. And it was just, and it's really important on the finish you get too, because when it was like, they put the wrong finish in for whatever reason, I'm like, no, it needs to be matte. And And that just changed everything. The client was like, I don't know about this. I'm like, no, this is the wrong fit. She's like, this needs to be matte. We had to repaint it. It came in matte, and they're just like, oh my God. I'm like, that's what we needed.
Yeah, how crazy and how different it can
Mhm.
make just with the sheen and gloss of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that color is gorgeous. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so this biome palette really it pairs beautifully with warmer wood tones too, and other nature-inspired materials like stone and natural tile. So it's really just more of like that organic feel that you find in nature.
Totally. I love it. Okay, so that's biome, and that's connecting back to Mother Earth, sustainability, regeneration, and all of those beautiful things. Okay, perfect. What's next?
So lore is our second palette. This celebrates creativity and community that we share in our collective knowledge. So this palette is filled with intricate mix of ancient reds. We have powdery pastels and bejeweled tones in there too. So we've talked about maximalism a lot in our previous color mix forecast, and this palette has that maximalist vibe, but this really has more of that personal and heirloom touch. Like we're reusing what we have, celebrating craft, utilizing our local artisans and uplifting their work and celebrating
it really
that.
feeds back into what you're talking about with community and incorporating people in the community that are local craftsmen and people that are using their hands and just giving back in that space. I love it.
Exactly. And some of my favorite colors that are commonly used, just accent colors, because there's some bright bejeweled tones, like I mentioned. Like there's blue peacock, there's nugget, that's like a bright yellow almost. But then there's also mineral gray. So those are great accent colors, but there's some pretty neutrals in it too that you can pair well with it.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so that was lore.
And Nexus is our third palette. I really love this story of Nexus because it's a story of nurturing and really envisioning the change you want to see in your own life. But not only that, but really expanding that concept to the community and the care we give to others. So this is probably my favorite palette. The colors in this palette have these like pink tones that bring really calm and positive energy into a space. It just creates this vibe. It has a lot of earthy desert beiges and pink tones, and it just showcases warmth and the depth of the neutrals that this palette has.
Yeah, and pink is a color of compassion and care and love. So I love that they've really incorporated that color in, and it doesn't have to be a baby pink. There's just these subtle tones of pink that you can bring into any space that just it's like it feels like a hug, and it feels like you're cared for, and you just feel calmer and seen and loved, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. In our 2023 color of the year is actually pulled from this palette as well. Our color of the year for 2023 is Red Endpoint. And this color story is about bringing in soothing and healing materials with earthy textures that brings us back to nature and again towards that culture of caring. So that's the story behind our color of the year.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But it's like a beige with that pinky tone again. So like you mentioned, it doesn't have to be baby pink. It can be, a neutral, a nice neutral, a calming neutral, and, and beige, bringing back the beiges because we're really just wanting to get into that warm space again. As you know, Grace, we're so popular and prominent for the last several years. Yes. So now we really are craving those warm colors and those beiges.
Yeah, I know. And I'm seeing it too, just like even in like countertops that we're picking or wall colors and even fabrics, we're pulling things like, boucle is really big right now, but like that beigey ivory boucle, and it's just, it's like so cozy. I mean, just what you were talking about with your own home, like creating these spaces of comfort and coziness and people wanting that for sure.
So the last palette is Origin. So origin is about joy. So it's really taking the best part of ourselves into an optimistic future. So this is really defined by creative expression with bright and playful colors that are perfect for energizing the space. So whether that means painting your kitchen island a bright orange or your ceiling a deep green, it's really just, creating that energy. This palette is inspired by tried and true retro favorites, and
Okay.
it's about forging ahead, but keeping in mind the traditions and the culture that can positively influence our future. And some of my favorite colors in this palette are peppery, which is like this bright orange or that red undertone. There's indigo, which pair well with the neutrals in this palette, like
Nice.
Skyline Steel, Black Magic. So this palette is just fun, and it reminds me of the future, but
Yeah.
then it's very retro at the same time. So it's a fun
So rad.
mix.
Yeah, so we've got like some beautiful grounding colors. We've got colors of healing. We've got colors connecting with community. And then we've also got colors pushing us forward and inspiration. And that's so rad. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. So I would love to know, I will put it in the show notes. Is there a link that people can click on to experience these colors and to maybe get like swatches or samples and the color story?
Yeah, so our website is swcolorforecast.com. And you
Okay.
can read about the stories in there. There's a brochure that you can order as well. So visit.
Awesome. Yeah, we're totally going to do that. And I also want to connect them. So if they're in San Diego, you're our San Diego rep, right? Or do you only do San Diego County, or what's your sort of territory?
Yeah, so I support residential interior designers and architects throughout the
Okay.
San Diego County, and I also do Riverside County as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sweet. And so I'll put your information there for all of our residential San Diego designers. And then if you are not here in San Diego, but you want to find your local rep, is there a link for them to be able to connect with whoever that is?
Definitely. So we, on our Sherwin-Williams website, you can find
Okay.
other designer account executives, and their contacts are listed on there. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, we have a different tag than we have our main Sherwin-Williams page, but we also
Okay.
have a Design Pros page. So for designers, so that's SW Design Pros.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna have to check
On
that out. I'm
Instagram.
not sure if I follow that, but I definitely will. And then do you guys post like other designers' photos of when they use your paints and color stories?
We do. So the SW Design Pros page on Instagram, we feature other interior design work on there, interior designers work on there. We also do Designer of the Month and feature a designer and tell their story and show off some of their projects.
Super rad. Okay, sweet. So we'll have all that in the show notes so people can find you and their local rep. And you guys are worldwide, so people that are outside the US can also partake in all of this goodness that you guys have to offer.
Yes.
Yay. All right. So my last question, because I always want to know, like, what keeps you grounded? What keeps you centered at the end of the day or beginning of the day? Like, how do you stay calm and connected to your higher self? Are there any practices that you do to stay in that space?
Yeah, I really enjoy yoga, and I find that need to nourish my body through movement every day.
Yeah.
So yoga just really grounds me, and taking that time to breathe and meditate, I need it.
Yeah.
In
I know
my
we all
life,
need something.
Yeah, we all need that in our life. And then also another thing is just watering my plants. During the
Oh.
pandemic, I've just became obsessed with plants, and my collection just grew. And
Oh my God.
taking that time to just water them and care for them, and I'm just enjoying. And that's kind of how I keep myself grounded, from the everyday hustle. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I have so many plants that some of them have died, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like not good. It's bad feng shui for sure. My husband has noticed, and he's like, we need to do something about this. He's like, if you didn't teach me about all this feng shui stuff, I wouldn't really care. But so that reminded me, I need to like refresh my plants. I have a whole situation outside that I've got like all my pots together, and I'm going to go and get new plants and love up on them and bring it back into the house.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell you how many plants I've killed. And, it's
No, it's
just
so
it's just the
sad.
worst feeling. And I'm the type of crazy plant lady that tries to revive them back to life.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's, pruning them or, cuttings and just replanting them. But yeah, I want to save them. But, some are
I
just
know.
too far
Just
gone.
I know. And I've done that too. And they're looking really sad. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to save these.
Yeah.
So yeah. Some planting this weekend is what I'm gonna be doing. Thank you for the reminder.
Fun. I love it.
All right, Ro. Well, thank you again for coming on and sharing your expertise and your story. And I look forward to connecting with you again. And of course, I'll be connecting with you about, future projects and getting Sherwin-Williams on board. And yeah, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Rachel. This has been so fun.
You've been listening to the Holistic Interior Design Business Podcast. If it's one that you have been enjoying, please share with anyone else that you think can benefit from this knowledge, and leave us a 5-star review that helps us get seen and found by other new and aspiring interior designers. And if you're looking for mentorship, I invite you to join our club here at the Design Coven. It's a bridge between school and real life interior design. We get in much deeper there. We have virtual and in-person events, so everyone is welcome. You don't need to have a design degree to be part of it, just an interest in holistic interior design. I also want to thank our editor, Marcy Ferry, Blake Ferris, for all of her special help with the podcast, our social media posts, newsletter, and lastly, Kinseth Thibodeau, who is our music composer. Until next time, be well, and we will see each other soon.